So Rochelle, I was thinking a bit about International Women's Day within the professional workspace, especially being trans, whatever. I always find the focuses always seem to be kind of one-sided or minimal. I don't know about you. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do. I think one of the things that really, like for me, it's two-sided. One side of that is that so often those Women's Day events and stuff, they're very cisgendered women focused and very much all about let's break the glass ceiling, let's get gender balance, but they're only talking about one kind of gender balance. They're not really talking about a much more diverse concept of what that actually means. So that's one side. And then as a trans woman, I think walking into those spaces, it's always kind of fraught. It's always like, I think I'm welcome here, I may be welcome here, I'm not sure that I'm welcome here. And there's that hypervigilance that I think most of us as trans women go through, that experience of always being hypervigilant, that offhanded look that you misjudge as being judgmental when it may not be. And then I think that's really intensified when you're going into those women-only spaces. I feel like I sit back and wait to be invited into those spaces.
I do as well.
Like I feel like if I make the first move, it's like almost it'll be seen as if I'm aggressive or pushing into spaces that are not my spaces.
Yeah.
And so I sit back and it's always a joy, and like the feels you get when you get invited into those spaces are really special.
Well, I mean, even like mothers groups and stuff. Like I've taken my kids to events and there's all these other moms there, and I've got two daughters, 12 and 8, and I go in and they're like, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," and some of the moms are like, "Okay, I really don't know how to." Yeah. But then they're great to engage with me, but I always feel on the outer. Yeah. And that I need that permission.
If we learn anything good out of the marriage equality horror, we learned the power of allies.
Oh, of course.
We really learnt the power of allies. There's no way that vote would have gone through if it wasn't for allies. That's just the reality. The other thing that I really want to see our community do better is visibility.
But see, that's where allies come in and help us, because they're allies who have programs, they have locations, they have whatever, and they're passionate about helping us, and they need to know. But the problem is sometimes allies try to take the voice. Yes. And so allies need to create the platform and say, I'll stand beside you, but I'm gonna put you up here and we can work together to create it together. And it's not about who's the most important, who's getting the fame, it's about who's actually delivering. And
we actually love you, and we want you. We do. But recognise that we want you to stand beside us.
Exactly.
And help us advocate and help us achieve equality and all those good things. But please don't make it about you.
And so many have this belief, and I think the beliefs come from us not sharing. We need to share more of our stories, and I think we need to just be more open about where we're coming and where we're going, because then assumptions are made.
I get so frustrated with our community when they just shut stuff down and immediately label things as transphobic and bigoted and hate, when really it's ignorance, and it's not even willful ignorance. It's just it's ignorance that actually wants to learn.
So many people within our community are so quick to throw things like pink washing and stuff like that, when a lot of the community don't actually see what's going on behind the scenes, and there's different policies and procedures. And I remember one day I sat down on a wall with some of the folks in the Pride Network, and I was writing down everything that I had to deal with as a trans woman. Yeah. And we helped create policies and stuff just around that small bit. And then, from there, it's like, how can we help other small businesses to say, hey, this person's going through a transition, they're going through this thing in their life. How can we help them better? Yeah. And that's one of the things they've done here. Other company I was with before, when I first came out, they actually looked at me like they wouldn't touch me, they wouldn't shake hands with me, they wouldn't anything.
You're suddenly living authentically.
Yes.
That you're living in a way that you hadn't in your past, and that kind of is infectious or something.
I know, but so many of us don't live our true selves, and I think that's even more things like dressing, for your day, coming to work. You can be a bit more of yourself, and not hide too much of who you are.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's one thing with us that's really empowering, is that we're actually ourselves. I mean, I don't have any skeletons still, so you kind of sing it all. Yeah. And so that's really kind of powerful for some people.
Yeah.